Caleb Williams has not had an ideal start to his rookie season for the Chicago Bears. He is now 1-1 in the first 2 games of the year, but is yet to throw a touchdown pass. In his game on Sunday Night Football against the Texans, Williams went 23 for 37, 174 yards, 2 interceptions to go along with 44 rushing yards. So today we are going to dive into the film here against the Houston Texans, look at some of the ups and downs of his performance in his Sunday Night Football debut. So we will go ahead and dive right into the film here. On this first play that we'll be evaluating, the slot receiver is going to be running a seam route, and then we have this guy running kind of a deep out route. The Texans are playing a cover 3 shell, so that means that they've got these guys dropping into deep thirds to cover this area of the field, and then you have like 4 intermediate defenders here. This is really trying to put these 2 defenders right here in conflict. So you can see here Caleb Williams takes the snap, and essentially they are trying to put this cornerback right here into conflict. He has to run with the seam because in cover 3, the seams, these areas of the field right here, they are sometimes open, and that's exactly what it looks like the Bears are trying to attack here. Their wide receiver gets up the seam. He is threatening, so number 4 has to run with him. That's Lassiter, and then eventually he just breaks off this outbreaking route. Caleb Williams does a great job of stepping into the throw, making a really nice throw on the sideline. You can see it once more here. Nice decision, good timing on the route. Does a good job getting that ball, being able to be catchable on the sideline. On this next play here, this is a pretty good design from the Bears offense. Williams takes the snap, and then you've got these 2 wide receivers at the top of the screen here. They kind of fake a bubble screen here. You can see Caleb looks out that way. DJ Moore kind of looks like he's trying to block for a quick second. It gets Derek Stingley moving in that direction, ready to try to take on the screen. And then DJ Moore ends up just cutting in a really hard slant here and getting open in the middle of the field for his quarterback. There's a ton of space right here on this route. Williams does a good job throwing this ball with plenty of zip, leads Moore upfield. That's a really nice play. You can take a look at it one more time here. It's a nice little fake release by DJ Moore, and he does a great job creating space. It's a good in-rhythm throw from Caleb Williams. That's exactly what you want to see. This next play, one of the 7 sacks that Caleb Williams took in this game against the Texans. And this is definitely an offensive line issue, among other things. You can see Darnell Mooney come across the screen in motion here. You can see it's man coverage. And right from the snap, he has some longer developing routes. They don't do a great job of getting off the press. You can see Lassiter is blanketing Odunze. You've got Derek Stingley all over DJ Moore. Good coverage pretty much all across the field. And then you just see that they are running stunts, all kinds of different crazy blitz looks on this front here. You've got a couple of guys. Will Anderson gets chipped, and then they're running an in and out stunt with this looper on this side of the formation. The Bears offensive line does a terrible job of picking it up, but you can see Caleb Williams shift left in the pocket, and that gets right closer to the rush. You do have Rome Odunze coming across the middle of the field open here, but really you can't blame Caleb too much. Even his checkdowns right here are pretty well covered, and that means that Williams has no time. He tries to step up in the pocket and just gets crushed for a sack here. It's really good defensive play calling, but also really, really bad offensive line play for the Bears. You can see it from this angle as well. The stunts up front are just killing this Bears offensive line. You can also see the subtle movement in the pocket right here where Williams is moving to his left. It's not a good decision to do that, but you can also understand that Will Anderson's coming screaming off the edge here. A lot of his routes seem to be to this side of the field as well that he's looking for. It's his primary read. So he kind of steps into the pressure, but also terrible offensive line play. This next play is a really poor play design from Shade Waldron and this Bears offense. You essentially have Carter, who makes the catch on this little hook route, as well as Cole Kmet running right to the same area of the field. Just brings extra defenders into the field of play that aren't necessary and make it a more difficult throw for Caleb. He does do a good job though. Right here, he steps back, he looks to the right side of his field, and you can see he has got his guy right underneath here, wide open. He does a good job letting this rip, but why are there two guys right in the same area of the field? It just causes more traffic. It's not a good play design for the Bears offense here, but a good in-rhythm throw from Caleb Williams hits the back of his drop and makes a nice play there. This is going to be, once again, another example of really poor Bears offensive line play. They do a good job. This is going to be essentially just cover one man, where they've just trusting their corners to line up against these talented Bears wide receivers. Obviously, no Keenan Allen in this game, but you've got double moves on both of these outside receivers, deep routes, and eventually, they are kind of open, but this Bears offensive line is just getting murdered just so quickly. You can see the center in particular here. He is just constantly being attacked by these loopers, and Caleb Williams almost makes a remarkable play getting out of the pressure. He's dancing around too long. He needs to get rid of this football, but he really does an impressive job trying to create. He's one missed tackle away from really something truly special happening. There's just nothing open downfield. All of his checkdowns are not open until he's already facing the rush right in his face. This Bears offensive line is doing Williams no favors. This is a really well schemed up Texans defense, but these loopers constantly coming in and picking up just interior rush after interior rush is just killing all of the rhythm that Caleb Williams can play with. He's just immediately met with pressure. You can see it from this angle very well here, just the loop. Danielle Hunter immediately in his face, Nate Davis, Darnell Wright, all of them are really struggling with dealing with these loopers in this game, and Williams does the best he can to try to make something happen. There's just nothing doing when there's that many guys trying to take you down. This is yet again another play design from Shane Waldron in this offense that I really am not a fan of. It's a 7-man protection, it's play action, and then you essentially have Rome Odunze sitting in the middle of the field here. You have DJ Moore running kind of a deep out, and then you have a guy running to the flat here as your check down. Williams does finally get some protection, but the Texans are rushing 4 and dropping 7. You've got 3 guys in your passing concepts. Odunze and Moore never have a chance of coming open at all. Williams does a good job of getting to his check down quickly. It allows him to make a play in space, but this is just not a well schemed up or at least a well timed play from Shane Waldron. Williams does a good job though, setting his feet, getting to the check down, and allowing Swift to make a play. This is the kind of processing that you want to see from Williams, quick and decisive. He does a good job setting his feet and turning them right to his check down, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. That is really promising to see, knowing where to go with the football, even though there is still pressure coming in his face, even with a 4-man rush. This one is a nice, quick, easy read for Caleb Williams. Essentially, you've got one-on-one coverage, DJ Moore and Derek Stingley. Stingley is an exciting, young, promising corner, but you don't mind this matchup at all if you're the Bears. Moore is a great route runner. He just runs kind of a zig route right back to the outside. He gets Stingley kind of all jumbled up and creates a lot of space. Williams does a great job throwing it to the outside, allowing Moore to run after it and get some good yards after the catch. You can see here he just likes the matchup, quickly goes to it, throws it really well on time, and allows his guy to make a play. Seems relatively routine, but these are some of the simple things that the Bears offense isn't seemingly doing very well, is just taking advantage of matchups and allowing Caleb Williams to be a true distributor. I'd love to see more of that with Williams just getting the ball out of his hands quickly, making plays, because they have talent in this wide receiver room. This play looks like a cover 6, where essentially you have a quarter of the field from this defender, a quarter of the field from this defender. This safety is playing an entire half, and then you have kind of other guys in the underneath coverages under it here. The Bears do a good job of threatening the seams in a cover 2 or cover 6, cover 4, a split safety look. The middle of the field up the seam is one of the most exposed positions on that defense. And so Caleb Williams does a really good job. He sees this safety go and get depth quickly. You can see him quickly moving out here to cover a lot of space, which is kind of an indication of a cover 2 shell. And you've got a trio of wide receivers on that side of the field. You've got both of these guys threatening. I'd like to see DJ Moore break this off on more of an outbreaking route to really kind of put the safety in conflict here. But that's not how the play design is drawn up. You essentially just have 2 streaks, and then you have this guy running more towards the middle of the field. Williams does a good job hitting the back of his drop and ripping it The safety clearly gets there early. This is called for defensive pass interference, as it should be. Williams does make the right read, though. I think this play concept could be designed better, but a good play for the Bears. You can see it from the end zone angle here. Williams, when he takes the snap, is immediately looking at the safeties. He sees that this one right here, you can just kind of see his feet, stays flat-footed. That's an indication of maybe cover 4. That also means that this area of the field up on this side, behind this linebacker that we have circled as well, that area of the field is open because that safety on that side of the field is trying to get depth. So Williams does put this ball where he needs to put it. The defender goes right through the back of the receiver, and that's a good decision by Williams, good reading of the defense, and a good play as well, good placement on that pass. This right here, Caleb Williams and the Bears offense on the goal line. Essentially, you're just trusting Rome Odunze, top 10 pick this year, to go up and make a play for you. And I don't mind this ball placement at all from Caleb Williams. Right here, the corner is playing with inside leverage, so Odunze does a decent job to get through that contact with some physicality. There's a lot of contact right here, but Williams kind of lofts this ball up rather than just ripping it into this area here. That corner is all over the play. So Williams does a good job just kind of lofting this ball up, and it gives Odunze a really good opportunity. The ball is a bit high, but it does hit Odunze in the hands. You kind of do expect your guy to come down with that. It's tight coverage. It's potentially a penalty. There was a lot of contact, but I do think Williams actually does a pretty good job of putting this where his guy can get it. Like I said, it's a little high. I do understand that, it might not go down as an accurate pass, but I do think that you maybe get a call on a lot of those, and Caleb Williams kind of did the best he could with what he was given on this play. This is one of those plays that Williams definitely wishes he had back. Essentially, you're going to get kind of a flood to this left side of the field. Got DJ Moore running a crosser. You have one of these guys running towards the flat as well. And then you have this guy right here, DeAndre Carter. He's running kind of a corner route, and he gets really quite open. This is definitely NFL open. Williams does a good job. Braxton Jones kind of gets beat to the outside, as does Darnell Wright, but Williams does a good job stepping up into the pocket, finding the open space. And then right here, these guys are even. That means that you have an opportunity to throw this ball back behind him because you've only got the one deep safety. You really don't have safety help over the top of the field. Williams has to set his feet, which he doesn't really do. That's kind of the difference here. He's throwing off platform. If he had an opportunity to set his feet, I do think that he would be dropping this in the bucket, but he misses. He just misses wide. He has his guy open. That's a throw that Williams will want to have back. You just have to be more accurate on that. And he had a chance to make a play. You can see from this angle, Williams does a fantastic job stepping up, but right here you can see his hips are very horizontal. You can see that there. You want them to be more in line with your targets, more in line with your shoulders, and that's what he's missing here. That causes him to just have to float this ball a bit, and it causes him to overthrow Carter. Definitely had an opportunity, and you'll definitely, I think, see Williams want to have that one back because it was NFL open. On this play for Caleb Williams, you've got DJ Moore here who's just going to run and sit right down in the zone, the whole of the zone in the middle of this defense. That, I feel like, is really where Williams should be going with the ball here. It's just kind of a simple little pattern here, finding the soft spots in the zone. Kmet also runs and tries to find this here. You've got basically a bunch of hooks all across the middle of the field. Williams takes the snap, he fakes the handoff, and you can see he's looking right at DJ Moore here. And it would be a tight window throw, but the linebackers are being pulled away in various directions, and there is definitely an opportunity to throw this ball in here, get an easy completion, and move the chains. Williams, for some reason, just comes off of it. He turns towards Cole Kmet, who's double covered, definitely doesn't decide to go that way, and then at this point, he feels the interior pressure. He does have Rome Odunze, who was open on the curl route, but he was the backside read. And so Williams feels the pressure and just kind of floats this off. It's never going to be a completion. I really feel like Williams should be immediately seeing this hole in the middle of the defense. It's pretty clear to me that he is looking at him, that's his first read. Just fling it into the middle of the defense. Moore does a great job of finding the soft spot in the zone, and it just doesn't work because he doesn't get the ball. Once again, from this angle, you can see pretty clearly Williams fakes the handoff. He is looking. You can see where his head is turned is right where DJ Moore is. That's an easy completion. That's just one he has to hit. Gets off of it too early, feels the pressure, and forces an incompletion there. This play here is definitely some of just the Caleb Williams magic that we saw at USC. He takes the drop back here, and once again, there's immediately pressure. His tackles were just constantly being beaten around the edge, and Will Anderson almost gets to him. And Williams does a fantastic job stepping up in the pocket, escaping the rush, and taking off. He does get some decent yards, maybe gets hit a little bit late out of bounds. That's just a fantastic job of creating something when your team is not doing good for you. You know, you're not getting open quick enough. Your offensive line, even though you're keeping tight ends in to block and running backs, they're still not protecting you very well. Williams does a great job ducking under the tackle of Will Anderson and running and taking off for a really nice play. Watching it from the end zone angle here, it is really, really impressive. Just a fantastic job to know where Anderson is on that backside to take off and make a really nice play. That's the creativity you love to see from your young quarterback, even if things aren't going well for you in this game. Just fantastic escapability. This, however, after watching that amazing escapability from Williams, is some of the stuff that you hate to see from your young quarterback. Right here, Williams does a good job of stepping up in the pocket. Once again, those edges are just collapsing immediately. So Williams does a good job stepping up. Right here, there is a major hold, and that gets called. Cole Kmet on the kind of double move here, he kind of pretends to sit down, and then he runs forward, toe-to-toe, gets all kinds of jersey on him here. So Williams may or may not see that, but he escapes the pocket. And then, he is on beyond the right hash of the field here. And Williams just decides for some reason to chuck it up into coverage here to Rome Odunze on the complete opposite side of the field. He also gets absolutely cracked by the defensive lineman as well. It's a terrible throw. It does get intercepted. Like I said, the holding on Cole Kmet does get this called back, but this is just something that you do not want to see. Caleb Williams, I love the confidence in your arm, but you got to either run, throw this ball out of bounds, or at the very least, throw a jump ball to the receiver on your side of the field. This is just not a good decision. It's so ill-advised from Williams. He gets crushed and throws an interception. Does get called back, though, thankfully, for him. You can see just kind of the absurdity of it from this angle. He does a great job stepping up, finding the open space in the pocket, takes a big lick, and just throws a pick to Lassiter. Very lucky that that gets called back because that is just not a good decision from your young quarterback there. So this play is exactly like the one they ran before where DJ Moore fakes this blocking on this bubble screen and then ends up running a slant route. It was really successful in the first half. They try running it again on this side of the field. DJ Moore unfortunately slips though coming out of the break. Caleb looks to throw it. He's already coming way downhill, way faster this time. So this is a situation where the play doesn't work that Waldron calls. And the backside pressure just crushes him. Cole Kmet comes across and just misses the block. He does not do a good job, and Will Anderson crushes Caleb Williams here. Just not good blocking from the Bears. Once again here from the end zone angle, you can see he's looking to the right side to try to hit DJ Moore on that slant. Cole Kmet ducking his head, just does not make good contact with Will Anderson. And then Williams takes a huge hit. Once again, just poor execution by the team around him. And, just a thing that Caleb Williams really can't do much about in this situation here. Once again, the Texans line up with a bunch of defensive linemen and linebackers on the line of scrimmage here. Don't know who's coming, who's dropping off. It ends up being pure man coverage here. Just cover one with the one deep safety. And this safety is definitely shading towards DJ Moore on this side over here. You can see Williams hits the back of his drop. He's looking that way. He's got even coverage here, Stingley and DJ Moore. I don't mind at all giving your guy a chance. You've got a looper coming around here once again, unblocked, right in his face. And so Williams does a good job letting this thing go. I don't mind this at all. One-on-one coverage, this safety is really not in play here. I don't mind this, but the placement on this ball is really poor. It has way too much loft on it. It's way too far inside. You got to be throwing this, to the sideline here. It's got to be a back shoulder ball. You see DJ Moore has a step. Throw it over the shoulder towards the sideline. He throws it just too far inside and ends up being picked off. DJ Moore really has no chance to get that there. Looking at the end zone angle, you can see Williams looking that way, does a good job to get the ball off, but this ball, once again, it needs to be on the sideline here. It needs to be an over-the-shoulder catch. DJ Moore has to stop, try to come back to it, and it's just a really good play on the ball from Derek Stingley. It's just not a very accurate throw. That's a situation where you have just got to be better. You've got to be more accurate. You've got to be more precise. Throwing that back shoulder, throwing it towards the sideline and away from the defender. It's got to be either DJ Moore catches this or nobody catches it. This is a situation where the play that Waldron and the offense call is just not there. Williams drops back. He looks to hit his drop. It's just slants. And look at how many Texans defenders are right on this 30-yard line here, ready to crash down. There's nowhere to go with the football here. And not to mention Darnell Wright, the right tackle, just gets cooked here. Williams does a fantastic job getting out of this. He rolls out, escapes, and you can see what he's trying to do here. He sees Cole Kmet coming to the sideline, back corner. That's a play at USC that he probably makes against Pac-12 defenses, and you can absolutely see what he's trying to do, but it's the NFL, man. Things are just different. You can see Lassiter coming back, tracking the ball, keeping his eyes downfield, and I mean, this is a situation that Williams can't make that throw against the NFL. There's nobody in the NFL that can make that throw. These guys, are really, really good in coverage. You can see Lassiter. He's kind of initially right on here, but he just drops. He sinks in coverage further, and Kmet it looks like he's open, but off platform, that deep down the field, the angle just gets cut off. And it's a good play by Lassiter, but once again, it's a good job breaking out of structure by Williams, but he's just got to make better decisions and have better accuracy downfield. Take a look at it from the end zone angle. You can see, look at Darnell right here. He's off balance. You can see he's on the back of his feet. Daniil Hunter was just cooking him all game long. The initial play is not there. The spin move inside. Darnell Wright just gets... That's never a position that you want to see your offensive lineman in right there. It's a fantastic job by Williams to escape the pressure, keep the play alive. He's truly kind of a magician in that regard. And you can see he does a good job keeping his eyes downfield, but you just can't make that throw against NFL competition. It's a really good play by Lassiter there. This play here is yet another example of just the Bears' offense not working around Caleb Williams. And a lot of people are going to put a lot of blame on him, and it's fair. He's a number 1 overall pick, and he hasn't thrown a touchdown. He hasn't looked like that caliber of player yet. I definitely think there's plenty of time to do it. But once again, if you're the Texans, you line 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage here against 5 blockers, and you've got the running back here. You don't know who's coming, who's not. And it's one of those situations where right here, Williams hits the back of his drop. They're bringing pressure off the edge right here as well. You've got guys that are just overloaded on this left side for Caleb Williams. So where are you supposed to throw it? There's no hot routes. Absolutely plastered. Absolutely plastered. Both of these guys are running slants. These guys haven't really even gotten into their routes off of the releases here. So Williams does what he can to step up. But once again, you've got guys looping right into Caleb Williams here. Where's he supposed to go with the ball? He just gets absolutely crushed. This is just what makes it hard to evaluate Caleb Williams right now. You essentially have all of these guys overloading on this side. It looks like right here you've got 4 on 3 really, because the center is looking out to this side because Darnell Wright's been being cooked all game on the right tackle spot, and you're kind of shifting your protection over that way. But right here, look at this stunt once again. You just got this guy crashing down. You've got the looper coming across. You've got 3 guys over here. So Tevin Jenkins is preoccupied trying to shut down this stunt here. You've got the running back trying to block out there. And once again, you just get a free rusher. You can't get Nate Davis over quick enough. These interior guys just cannot pick up a stunt for the Bears. And once again, just a free hit on Caleb Williams. This time, the blitz doesn't immediately get there, and Williams makes him pay. Once again, you've got 6 guys on the line of scrimmage. They actually do pick up a block for once. And look at this gaping hole right here for Caleb Williams. And yeah, there's not a lot of guys downfield that are getting open. You've got Romadunze on a curl route, but this is pretty well played by the Texans. It's man coverage. It's pretty much been cover 1 the entire game that they're playing. Caleb Williams does a really good job stepping up in the pocket, finding the rush lane. And then here he's got a lot of green grass. And It's man coverage, so those guys have to run with the wide receivers. It's not zone, keeping the eyes on the quarterback, so Caleb Williams has tons of room to run out for a big gain here. And Williams was the leading rusher for this team, which is another major problem. A lot of it came on this rush. He had 44 rushing yards, which really is not very good. So it's a good play by Williams. You'd like to see, that happen more often, absolutely, but it also just goes to show that pretty much that was their biggest run of the game for the most part, and the running backs really couldn't get it going with Williams beating the leading rusher on this team. This is actually a play call that I do like from Shane Waldron. You've got Cole Kmet coming on the crosser here. He's lined up as the outside receiver. You then have this guy running kind of a corner route, and then him coming in and sitting down. It's just a spacing concept. You see, where it's open. Caleb does a really good job. He gets the snap, drops back. He looking towards that first read here, and he just reads the coverage. There is pressure in his face. He wants to throw it right here, but obviously that is well covered. And so he is able to pull it down, move to his second read, and does a really good job. Cole Kmet has a ton of space on this side of the field. He does a great job getting it to Kmet, who turns upfield and gets a decent gain. That's the kind of high-level quarterback processing that you want to see, being able to see his first read, look to throw, even kind of freeze the linebackers, and then reset and get to your second read. That is a really, really good play by Williams. This is a bit of a tougher play here. The Texans, unsurprisingly, do bring a blitz and do get a free rush here. You can see Williams drops back, and then you've got this overload here. They've just got a free rusher. This miscommunication, left guard, center, both blocking the same guy. You've got a free rusher straight up the middle into Caleb Williams' face. I mean, this is a tough situation to be in, no doubt about it. The only thing that is a bit frustrating on this is you've got to know, when that blitz is coming, where is my hot read? Right here, these three guys are all not out of their breaks right now. If you look at the initial lineup, you've got four guys on this side of the field. This guy right here, he's just going to run a little flare route. He is the safety net. He's the guy that when they bring this heat, boom, it's 3-on-4. They've got three Texans defenders over here, and you've got four wide receivers. Just swing that pass out. It's tough. I mean, you've got a free rusher in your face. You're going to take a hit, but you want to see Caleb just swing this pass out right here to the running back. You allow him to pick up some good yardage, and it's a nice, simple gain. Instead, Williams tries to make things work, and he tries to throw it away. It gets called back for intentional grounding. There's no receiver in the area. That's just one of those situations where you have got to know where your hot read is and get it there if the blitz comes. Last drive of the game here, Caleb Williams and the Bears trying to get something going on offense to potentially, march down the field and even win the game with a touchdown. But you see here, obviously, the Texans are playing way off. They're not bringing as much pressure, but Caleb does a really good job. He hits the back of his drop. You've got Rome Odunze. This is quarters coverage where all four of these guys are kind of playing soft, squishy zone. They're allowing things to be played underneath them and, just not allowing anything deep. Well, Rome does a really good job of settling right here in this zone, in this soft spot. Caleb anticipates really well. You can see him breaking down the route right at the 30 there, and Caleb rockets it in. Does a really good job, breaks a tackle, and that's an in-rhythm play. That's the kind of thing that you want to see way more of. Obviously, it's made way easier when the defense is playing off coverage, but, if Caleb can prove that he can beat the blitz, he's going to see more looks like this, and it'll give his receivers a chance to really kind of make plays for him, just like Rome did here. This is really kind of the play that killed the game off for the Bears. No real chance to come back after this. Once again, the Texans have a bunch of guys lined up on the line of scrimmage. They know the Bears they have to pass. This is late in the game. So Caleb hits his drop. Just look at Darnell Wright and Danielle Hunter here. This is insanity. Hunter just absolutely puts Wright in the blender. And Caleb Williams is looking to go to one of these guys. I still, in Waldron's play design, I don't like how close these guys are laterally. I think if you really want to stretch the field, you got to have this slot receiver more in here. And it really puts the safety in conflict. This is cover one man. And once again, you need your guys to win. So it's not all on Caleb, but I just don't think the play design is fantastic, but Caleb doesn't see it at all and just gets smoked by Hunter. It's just really bad pass protection, but I don't think it's great play design either. Obviously, I'd like to see Caleb Williams better, feel that pressure, but you can't have your right tackle just get cooked like this and really expect to be able to do anything at all. So that is really going to do it for my Caleb Williams Week 2 analysis. Definitely still lots of growing pains, but even though his stat line didn't look overly pretty, I still think there are signs of improvement. I think there are some really big flashes that Caleb Williams is showing. He needs to prove that he can play against pressure, that he can beat cover 0, cover 1 looks where the defense doesn't stack 5 or 6 guys on the line of scrimmage and just not make Caleb panic. And we just need to see him be a little bit more clinical with pressure in his face. If he can do that, I definitely think things will look up for this Bears team. Although there's a lot of issues. The receivers aren't getting a ton of separation. The pass blocking, especially on the interior, is atrocious. And I think Shane Waldron has a lot to prove as well as a play caller with his schemes and his time of when to call plays and when to not. I think he needs to show that he is, getting better at that as well, because I think it is a major problem. So let me know your thoughts on Caleb Williams down below through the first 2 weeks of the season. Is he better or worse than you expected? Do you still think he was well worth the first overall pick, or are the Bears making a mistake and, this isn't a great situation for him? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this kind of content, other film breakdowns, mock drafts, predictions, scouting reports, all that good stuff, please hit that subscribe button down below. While you're down there, hit the like button as well. Truly helps support the channel, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next one.